Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we are continuing on with the Blackest Night saga on NWOpenings. Hopefully we'll be done with this soon. We only have a few more to do, and today we have the Blackest Night DC Direct Series 7 Terra with Scar action figures to open. Technically we're not unboxing this one, technically we are unblistering it, unplasticking it. Probably the least interesting Black Lantern figures altogether, never mind just the ones that we have to unbox, but still quite interesting and a very important character in Scar, of course, the guardian of the Black Lanterns. Very interesting that they decided to do Terra with Scar. I mean, I feel like it's a bit niche to do Terra at all. You can compare to a lot of the Black Lanterns, but clearly they must have thought that Terra wasn't good enough to do a figure on her own, Scar wasn't good enough to do a figure on her own, so yeah, chuck the two together. And of course we do need to pick up all of the Black Lanterns for our collection, so obviously we had to get this one too. Seems to be the cheapest of the figures, seems to be the most abundant of them as well. I think I got this one for 15, which is pretty good for the age of this figure, and it's pretty good compared to the other figures as well. These ones seem to be the one that's, you know, the easiest to find on eBay. As I say, this is Blackest Night Series 7 from DC Direct, so let's take a look at the rest of the wave. We've got the Black Lantern Superman, which, you know, on this series I've used the word gnarly a lot to describe these figures and the kind of weird, like, morbid allure of the figures. That Superman could not be more plain. That could not be more uncovered. It's just Superman in a black suit. We also have Mira with Dexter, which I didn't realize it came with Dexter, or maybe I forgot. But that's really cool. Mira's pretty cool, actually. But I'm not a big collector of DC figures, so I don't especially intend to pick up other people from the, like, other Lantern Corps. Although I have been tempted to start a Sinestro Corps collection a few times because some of the McFarlane ones look so good just because of the yellow and black popping together. And speaking of yellows, in this wave we have Archilo, and finally we have Terra and Scar. And of course on the back there we also have the other waves from DC Direct, everything else you can pick up there. Of course we already had Black Hand on the series, and I already have the Flash loose, but anything else could be a future upload. Who knows? Anything else I'm still on the hunt for. Black Lantern Wonder Woman being at the top of my list. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get into this thing. So for this one, following the Black Hand one, call me a little bit crazy, but I kind of want to preserve this backing card this time. So I'm going to try and just cut the blister right off the top. So I've got some extra heavy scissors today. It might not work, but let's just hope for the best, eh? I think I might have gone a little bit shallow there. I might have trimmed off the top of the card there. And if that's accessible now, if I can, oh no, I actually think I haven't cut far enough into the plastic to get it. If that's accessible, if we could get that accessible and just get that out, then that would, you know, that'd save us a lot of time. And try. Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, call me crazy, but because this is like a little booklet, I think these are pretty cool, and I kind of regret cutting the Black Hand one open. So there we got the backing card side of it, but I just think it's interesting. I mean, it's got, of course, the rest of the wave and the other waves on the back, but it also has like some graphics on the inside. We could see the Flash there. With the Atom, I've been tempted to buy this figure so many times just because it's so cheap. We got the Hawk Girl, which is one of the most niche ones that there are. We've got the Necron, which I think looks like Eddie from Iron Maiden, and I'm so glad McFarlane made one so I don't have to hunt that down anymore. We got Deadman, which is possibly the worst in terms of figures, purely because there's no articulation in his legs. We got the old Batman, we got the Hawkman as well, and then of course we got Mongol, Star Sapphire Wonder Woman. We got the Blue Lantern Flash, which is really nice. We got regular old Hal Jordan, regular Joe Hal Jordan. We got the Lex Luthor Orange Lantern, and of course the Sinestro Corps Scarecrow as well. So yeah, I just feel like these are kind of interesting. So yeah, I'm going to keep hold of that. But I'm glad that we were able to just pull that out like a chicken wing, and now we can just absolutely hack into the rest of the packaging to get the figures out. That should save us some time. Damn blister plastic, am I right? Nice action figure smell permeating from it though. I mean, I could probably actually just, yeah, I can definitely just pull them out from there. So we got the backing shell. Interesting, there's like an extra piece of plastic. Oh, that's actually taped on. That's like half the size of it. At least we saved this bit of plastic. It's good for the environment. It's like half the size of it just taped onto the back rather than the usual ones. And part of the reason for that is that we actually have, which is very, very cool. Ah, there's a bit of paper in there with the stands. That's very weird, but very, very cool of DC Direct. What the hell is that? There's like muck stains on this thing as well. Has someone been in here? Like, what the hell? Someone's been in here, left some tissue and some brown. Yeah, but anyway, we get 2 stands, which is a really nice touch from DC Direct. Obviously, technically, this is one figure, so I wouldn't have been surprised if we only had one. I mean, as I mentioned in the previous videos with the McFarlane Toys ones, all they come with is these incredibly garbage stands, which would probably be better suited to these figures, which are, you know, smaller and less bulky. We got some twist ties on the back here. It's not something you see every day nowadays. Actually going to get Scar out first, because for my money, Scar is the more interesting of the two. And then we'll do the twist tie on Terra. I'll get her out as well. It kind of like, I've always said that you kind of get, oh, yeah. There's some kind of like greasiness on the back of Terra's pants there. Like, that's weird right out the packet. It's not like rubber or anything, so it's not like anything's perished. Kind of weird. Kind of a few weird things about this figure that I've very quickly came to notice after opening it, but we'll get into that in a sec. So we'll put our 2 stands down, and then we'll look at each figure individually. Yeah, my finger's just sticking to the back of Terra's butt right now. Not really ideal. Ugh, come on, Scar, stand up. So I was about to say, before I got stuck to the back of Terra's butt, that, you know, it's always felt in a wrestling figure context, like, you know, you're getting more value out of a Big Show figure than a Rey Mysterio figure for the same price point, you know? You just get less plastic. And it feels like DC Direct have tackled that in an alternative way here. It's like, so we're getting a smaller figure in Terra, so why don't we chuck another small figure in there with Scar? So that's pretty cool. Now, initial weird things I've noticed about Terra. First of all, no articulation in the head. Why? Why would you have her facing off in that direction? I can understand if this was a full-on statue, but like, why would you do this? That's just so poor. Next up, we do have some, okay, we have up and down shoulder articulation, nothing else on the arm, and we have wrist articulation, which is possibly something that I wouldn't have expected her to have. We don't have anything in the torso, no joint under here, no waist joint, nothing like that. The other arm's obviously just the same. The legs, weirdly, this one doesn't move. I think that it's just stuck. I think that probably needs boiling. And this one does. So you could pose it like that, like looking off, like running forward, like it could be like mid Naruto run. Like, look at that. Rah, too fast. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing. And yeah, really weird. But the detail's okay. The face, posed as it is, the face is very gnarly. We have that Terra face mask over there, which obviously just kind of fits the Black Lantern aesthetic. We've got a kind of Black Lantern Terra costume. The hair looks really nice. It's really, really nicely sculpted. Nothing especially going on the back except for that sticky butt. That's more or less it. So we'll take a look at Scar, the Guardian of the Black Lanterns. Again, incredibly gnarly, horrifying looking face sculpt on that. This does have a Black Lantern logo on it, and this has articulation on the shoulder that actually it doesn't turn out. That looks like there's a shoulder cut there, but that must actually just be part of the uniform. But the arm kind of goes out anyway. Like, oh, I see. I think that's oh no, there's like a tiny butterfly joint in there. No, I'm just losing my mind. I just can't see properly. Yeah, it does just open out slightly so that you can raise the arm, which is better than this one, which just, I mean, actually, that one does go slightly. If that's a good enough range of motion for you, you know, then there you go. But it's better. It's more appealing on this. First of all, it goes further, and second of all, obviously, it has the this long robe on, so you would expect that to be you know, maybe a bit cumbersome. The scar actually does have articulation in the neck, so that's nice. That's novel. It's not something we see every day. And what's very interesting is that it actually has articulated legs or movable feet. I think it's like the knee that's bending there, which is very interesting because obviously the dead man doesn't move at all, which makes you think if they could give this moving legs when they probably have every right not to. I mean, even if you go into the modern day, Marvel Legends didn't bother giving us any articulation in Howard the Duck, and why do they scale together so well? So the fact that Deadman doesn't have articulation is somehow even worse. And I might point out as well that Howard the Duck had no such accompaniment with Terra. I'll tell you one thing as well, there is such a strong rubber smell from Scar. Like, you just don't get this smell anymore with action figures. Such a strong rubber plastic smell. You know, it used to be the most common thing in the world. You just don't get it anymore. But wow, that is strong. I mentioned the action figure smell coming from the box earlier, but the rubber smell from that is really something special. So I definitely think, I mean, I thought this going in that Scar was the more interesting figure anyway, but I definitely think that it is more interesting of the two now. The Terra is weird. It's a weird choice. It's very weird that it has no neck articulation. That stuck leg is funny. The sticky bum is very weird. Yeah, we want Scar looking up, really. Yeah, Scar's pretty cool, though. It's a pretty cool character. It's a nice idea for, like, you know, for the whole, like, Black Lantern storyline thing, like, the betrayal of the Guardians and all that kind of thing. It is really cool that this figure comes with two different stands, because, you know, you could just throw Terra in a drawer somewhere and bin her off and give the stand to someone who didn't come with one, like one of the other Black Lantern figures or anything like that. Or, you know, you could just stick the two of these together on one stand and put someone else on the other stand, because they're not taking up an awful lot of space. So, as a review of this one, this is a weird set. I know that this is early, well, not early action figures, but this is earlier on than what we kind of expect nowadays. This is kind of 2010s, 2011s. So it's not really surprising. You get a lot of these figures where they have weird, like, little articulation kind of differences. There is absolutely no uniformity in the joints with these figures at all. And I think Terra might be the worst victim of that we've seen so far. I still think it's so weird that she actually has articulated wrists but doesn't have an articulated head. Like, what is that about? But, I mean, you know, I'm assuming all this. It doesn't look like it's got anything in there, but, you know, it could just be the fact that, you know, it needs boiling like that leg. She kind of looks like a Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island zombie, doesn't she, really? Anyway, all in all, I think this is a necessary set if you're wanting a Black Lantern collection, which I am. I definitely wanted Scar, so it was worth it just for that. Terra's kind of like a throw-in for me. It's kind of like another character to have. And, you know, if I ever do anything in an animation series where I feature the Black Lanterns, you know, she's someone that can be stood in the background. But really, I am quite underwhelmed by this figure. The DC Direct line is definitely hit and miss. It feels like there's more misses here than hits. Scar, on the other hand, is pretty cool. And that being said, I have one figure left before we get into the main event. That'll be coming out soon. That is the DC Direct Black Lantern Aquaman. And then we will reach the full power levels, and we will reach finally the finale of this series that I wanted to finish in November. If you'd like to check out the videos so far, they'll be available in the NWOpenings playlist in the end screen, and I'll also have the first Black Lantern unboxing, which was the, was it Black Hand? Yeah, it was Black Hand, in the end screen, and you could check that out. And the Aquaman one will hopefully be soon to follow as well. And if you did enjoy this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought. And I really do appreciate you guys joining me. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye.